Good day. Welcome to Endurance Room. I'm in upstate New York with a special guest today. This is Chris Gallagher, everybody. Chris has been hitting up the Adirondacks for a long time. What we'd like to do today is talk about the 5 C's and how that would apply to an area like the Adirondacks. There's some rules and regulations that had me change a few things up. Chris has been at it for a while now, so we thought it would be a great opportunity to get his insight and experience on the matter. So what kind of sleeping gear were you using when you first got started?
Wool blanket.
Wool blankets? Were you taking a saw with you?
Not at that time. I didn't start carrying a saw until the late 70s, 78 or 79. I got a Sierra saw.
Okay. Any other cutting tools you were taking with you back then?
I had a hunting knife, and I was given a Boy Scout knife, which I loved. It was high carbon steel, folding knife, simple.
What were you using to start your fires?
Matches.
Matches.
Wooden matches. Sometimes we dip them in wax. Yeah, matches, that's all we had. And,
what were you using for a cover element back then for your shelter?
Canvas tents. One that looked kind of what you could still buy a Eureka timber one. It was kind of like that, but no floor. Little sod panels you could lay sod on or snow on. No floor.
What kind of cordage were you using back then?
Well, we had hemp rope and hemp like sincel twine, and finally we were able to get some paracord, but it's not what we called it parachute cord, and it was made of silk. The silk strands inside were made of silk. I'm not sure what the sheath was made of, but it was actually what was used on parachutes.
Very cool. The stuff that you're talking about using is really in line with some of the stuff that I'm using today, some of the more vintage gear.
I am really happy to see the knowledge kept alive.
So we've gotten to hear what Chris was using when he first got started. Let's check out how his gear's changed and evolved, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I was using the other day and, my thoughts on that. All right, here's our 2 packs. I ran a medium Alice pack, and it's mounted on my World War II USGI frame for the mountain rucksack. I really enjoy it. It keeps the pack off my back and provides a good amount of airflow, and if I need to load it out, it can handle it. Man, it doesn't add a whole lot of extra weight. And Chris, what do we got here?
This is a low pack.
How many liters is this?
This is 25, which is the lower limit for me for an overnight.
For your cutting tool.
A little more a companion, which I absolutely love this thing. I've done the, a couple of mods to it, of course. Well, you can see I put the patina on it. It's a high carbon, of course. And I squared the back edge off with a file for the fire steel. I can use it for pretty much everything.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my main blade. It's old hickory Nestmix style. And I had this on my hip most of the time during the trip, but it really wasn't necessary. There's some laws and regulations that you need to be aware of in New York, especially pertaining to blade length. I've got that knife packed away in my bag, so I'm not going to cause any issues. And then just a go knife. I've got this little Pugo style from my buddy Andrew Heath. It's about 2.5 inches. This is a little more low profile and easier for people to relate to. But this brings us to combustion. I've got ferro rod here on my knife. I usually bring a couple lighters with me. Bright colors, just in case you lay it down on the ground, it's easy to find, or if it's in your pack or wherever, you're going to be able to see it. It's the third means of making fire. I've got a bearing block for doing any bow drills. So Chris, what are your means of making fire out on the trail?
That lighter and a knife. Make my kindling, even if it's raining, I'll split something up, find some dry wood.
What do you got there in your hand?
This is a magnifier, Frenzel. Yeah,
Frenzel. You've got spark, direct flame, solar.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered cutting tools, we've covered combustion. Let's talk containers.
Yeah.
So you said back in the day you're using steel canteens and things of this sort?
Yeah, if you got a hold of a Army canteen with the Nestlin cup, man, that was like
That was the good stuff.
Joy. That was really good stuff.
So this is like a modern day equivalent of the old school canteens.
Yeah. I'm liking it.
32-ounce steel bottle from the Pathfinder store and the nesting cup. So you can purify water, you know, coffee. I've been cooking this. Because I wasn't able to run a campfire, I also had the Sawyer water filter and 64-ounce bag to filter my water on the go.
I've gone that way.
What are you using today?
Today, I've been purposely not paying any attention to this, beating it up on the trail, and this is 4 or 5 months old, got hundreds of miles on it. But one of the beauties of this is that it will mate with your Sawyer water filter, and you can back flush with it. So you don't have to carry your back flushing gear.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
These are great filters, by the way.
Yeah.
Filter pretty fast. And let's talk cordage.
Yeah.
So I've been favoring good old bank line. You can pack a lot of it, and you can do a ton of stuff with it. What are you running with cordage?
Well, I changed over the years. We used to use, hemp cordage, and then we did get a hold of paracord, which was silk. In the end, the only thing I really used it for was hanging food.
Right on. We've talked cutting tools, combustion, containers, cordage. Let's talk cover elements.
Yeah, I have gone pretty much modern on that. I favor North Face frog tents.
Very cool. So it's like a 2-man offset style dome tent.
Yeah. So you've got a long, low back.
You've also got this nifty poncho here.
Yeah, this is a new thing. This actually I got for my wife and kind of kept. She'll get it back too. But this is, if nothing else, it's a blanket. And sometimes I think it's more valuable as a blanket than it is as a weather cover. You're burning calories while you're sitting there. I mean, if you're out in the bush and you're humping it, you're burning calories like a scuba diver or something. You're going to need 8,000 calories a day.
Oh, yeah. So you've got your dome tent. You've got a 10 by 10 tarp, and you've got your poncho that also gives you a couple options.
Yeah.
So this is one of the mainstays in my kit, the Plush Palaka. It's 6 by 6 canvas tarp that doubles as a poncho, and you can make shelters out of them. My other cover element for today is a USGI field bag from the MMS sleep system. It's nice and lightweight. It's good down to maybe 50 degrees. If you got some layers on, like, you can probably get a little bit lower. But then as the night gets cooler, I was just throwing this on top of it.
Yeah.
And you get toasty really quick.
I've not seen this. I like Gross Motor zippers.
These are great bags.
Yeah.
I grabbed this for $30 on eBay. It's in really good condition.
Inside and out. Nice.
So we've got one more cover element. I got Chris turned on to the Gorkas, and he just picked up a Gorka 4. And your clothing is your primary means of cover. It's your first layer. So
if you talk to the rangers up in the Adirondacks, they say don't waste money on fancy tents. Put it into your shell, your clothing. And this is.
It's pretty substantial.
I probably haven't had this on for more than 2 hours yet, and I'm happy.
You can tell right away it's got something going on.
It does things for me. And I went with the anorak version because I used to drive a lot. And, I love having this pocket.
Chris has got the Gorka 4, and this is the Gorka 3. It's an anorak style jacket and an open button-up style jacket.
Yeah, I could see that would stretch the use of it into warmer seasons. But,
I brought the jacket along with me. It was a little bit too warm for the whole suit, so I just ran my my kilt like during the day and at night, and then I would just throw the jacket on around camp. Or if the weather happened to turn, like, it was a viable option for me. With a couple layers underneath, it gets really warm and toasty.
Yeah, see, we're comfortable out here, and I don't know, what are we at, 60 degrees?
In the shade.
The Russians really did something right. The fabric it's treated. I don't know what it is entirely. It's mainly cotton. It's a nice weave. It's like, they talk about Egyptian cotton. Well, I don't know what this is, but it's great. Down here, there's this little patch so when your crampons are on, you got a little protection there. When you buy good gear, it lasts. I'm realizing that the gear I routinely use, most of it's over 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it's still good. And
Me too.
uh,
There's a tick trap built into the Gorka 3s that it's like this netting that you tuck down into your boot cuffs, and
yeah, ticks are an issue here.
It basically lets them crawl up into your pant cuff and get stuck, so it's not crawling in onto your skin.
Yeah.
Really clever design. It's not on the Gorka 4 for some reason.
Probably because it's more winter oriented.
Like I've had it out in like 40-degree temps, but nothing colder than that yet. And so like no long underwear, no base layers, just a t-shirt and the jacket, and like 40 degrees. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Chris. Thanks for taking your time with us today.
Well,
thanks for watching, everybody. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, please hit the like and subscribe button to help support the channel. Peace.
Very good idea.